Hey, Blue Table fans! First off, I want to talk about improvements, and I want to solicit input. I have Mike D is coming on, and one of the main things he's going to be working on is improvement of media. And we had a meeting last night where we talked about what it is that needs to be done. There's the obvious thing, which is the pictures. The pictures we take are not very good. They're low resolution, and when you actually hold the model up to the picture on the computer screen, the model always looks way better. And we get that a lot. People get their models from us and they say the pictures just don't do them justice. Well, I suppose that's better than the opposite, where the pictures look awesome and the person gets a model and go, oh man, they look great in the pictures, but these are terrible. What would really be perfect would be as if it were an accurate representation. And this ties into something that I call fair scrutiny, which is if you pay us to do a level 3 model and the scale goes from 0 to 10, it's really not right to be looking at that model like this. You know, to really give it that 360. And to blow up on the computer screen, so here's my computer screen, and the pictures we take now, which will continue to be the size, we just want to have the coloration more correct. Right now I think they look a little washed out. But then if it's this big on the screen, well, what you have to do to get an accurate representation is you need to bring the model in until it's the same size as what's on the screen. So really, the pictures we're sending are equivalent to holding the model like this close. Like, you can't do it. And if you did high-res images where the model was like this tall, that you would actually have to shove the model into the interior of your eyeball to be able to see it that close. So, and that's what happens. As you get closer and closer, the imperfections are just like absolutely wretched. I call this, in studio terms, I call this dude looks like a lady. Which is, you know, if you see, have you ever seen someone walking down the street and you're just like, oh yeah, that, oh! You know, and so basically it doesn't look as good up close as it does far away. And there's the human mind and perception for you. So really, a model on the tabletop, if you did the scaling, would look like somebody standing almost a block away. That it would, you know. And that's another reason why we get, hey, your models look great. So but we do need to improve our digital photography, definitely. Get things more in focus. Up till now, we've really done it not as an advertising thing, but as just like, okay, well, just review your models so that the client has a chance to take a look at it. And so that's why I've always been happy with they look better in person, because then the client gets something, oh, wow, these look great. So if they pass, you know, the scrutiny of bad pictures, then, you know, you can't go wrong with the actual product, which gets into, I guess, a business integrity issue, which is, do you receive the products as you expected them to be? So it is actually, you don't want the models to look worse than they look in the pictures. You got to have them look. And I noticed on other sites when people are showing their model, they often take a picture as a group, you know, from a longer ways, and they look great. And so that gets into fair scrutiny, or is it not? Is it trying to not show, you know, the correct level of imperfections? So same thing, as the levels go up, obviously it'd be more reasonable to take more pictures. Like if we do a project of like 10 level 5 figures, then we typically, not always, but we usually take like a front and back of every single picture. We don't just do a group shot of all of them. And again, that gets into the fair scrutiny idea. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about is all the great things we're doing and to get suggestions from you. We have 16,000 subscribers. Usually about 4,000 people actually look at any given video on a regular basis. A week or two later, 4,000 people have seen it. Some of them get lower views, like the morning show usually is like 1,200 to 1,500, so that's less than half. But that's okay, because the demographic's good. And all these years I've pursued a policy of, well, I'm going to do what I do, and I hope you like it. I just throw, you know, it's almost like the videos are an afterthought. And that's changing. That's what I'm here to talk to you about. Is, yeah, yay. And I wonder if 25% viewing, like 1,600 subscribers, 4,000 viewing them, if that is that average? Is that normal? Because some people must be just like, well, they're just not on YouTube, they don't use that account, they're just dead accounts. But I must have lost some people, and so I want to not only get the number of subscribers up, but I want to get the, I can say it, the percentage higher. And for that, I need to start worrying about my content and worrying about what it is I put up. Will people like that? Now, I'll still have the thing where, hey, I'm doing what I want, but that's going to be a lower percentage of, or maybe it'll be the same quantity, but I'll just be doing all these other things, which I'll tell you about shortly. So, and that's what I need to know. What would I need to put up on here? What would the content have to look like for you to actually go out and refer people, tell people how great it is, post the embedded link, and really get some traffic going? Originally, when I had 300 subscribers, I was like, I can't even believe this. 300 people are looking at what we do. That's crazy. And really, I did it for that. I would probably do it for like 20, you know, if I just knew 20 people were tuning in on a regular basis. Never mind 2,000. 100 times as many. Where was I going with that? See, and people don't like that either. But see, I can't ever get to a point where I'm like, oh no, someone's criticizing what I'm doing. Yeah, really, it can't be that either. But I think if you're smart, it's, and this business isn't just me anymore. I've seen what it really means to people to have a job and have good employment at a place that they, never mind that it's a place that they love. Isn't that right? Yeah, Heather's nodding yes. Heather's been here coming up on 7 years now.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Party!
So anyway, so here's what we're going to do. This is what the future holds. First off, the quality of the content's going to go up. Mike D is a professional photographer. His family business that he worked in for many years included doing weddings. So he's got all this equipment, he has all this video editing stuff, and my goal is at the end of summer, if everything goes well, he's going to be here full time. And it's going to, but at the very least, we're all going to get trained on how to use better equipment. So there's that. Another thing I noticed, yeah, I'm really rambling here. Oh, can you start and stop just in case we want to, yeah, get better equipment and be trained on it. But I've also noticed that some places they do such high quality stuff, but they don't put out very much. And we want both, because with my low definition flip camera and my very basic video editing program and skills, I mean, I put up about 9 videos a week, and that's saying something, to do it without fail. I put up over 500 videos last year. Yeah, that is a lot, and that is a track record. The motto is going to be something new every day.
Woohoo!
And oh yeah, and so so here's what we're going to do. First off, we made a tentative programming schedule. We're actually going to have regular, like on this day, on Mondays we're going to do this, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So for example, our goal is to do this is what we are going to do. We're doing 2 battle reports a week. We have plans on how to make them better, but I'd like to hear from you. What do you want to see in the battle reports? What do you like? What do you not like? Second, because I'd be foolish as a business owner to simply disregard input from, you know, potential clients. So, yeah, what would you like to see in battle reports? What would you not like to see? What armies would you like to see? The plan right now is to do it Games Workshop. Oh, and by the way, I'm making a video about that. Games Workshop and then some other game. We're going to do it 50-50. Even though that's not how the market is, we're going to have a battle report of some other game. And the days for battle reports are Friday, Saturday, and Monday that we'll have up the various parts of them. The morning show is going to be a weekly thing. We're going to do that on. I don't have my papers with me. We wrote all this down. It's going to be Thursdays. We're going to do a once a week tactics segment. We are going to do Sunday Monday, or some kind of studio at kind of the lighter side. Every day there's going to be a studio update, and that's going to be more or less what you see now. Which is kind of a potpourri of different things that we're doing. However, it occurred to me that if we did a even semi-professional blurb on every project we did, like a little miniature video article, we would have 10 times as much content as any other source for wargaming on the web. We would have a huge amount. Because, even though you may not know this, we're typically working on 50 to 80 projects at a time. So when you're seeing the studio update and you're like, oh wow, look at all the stuff that they're doing, that's less than 5% of actually what we have going on, and you just don't see it. And it's a crying shame, because it's all really, really very interesting. What were the other programs we came up with? On the net, the plan, what's that?
What about assembly?
That'll be part of
Studio
Update. Cool. Yeah, Studio Update is still going to be kind of a hodgepodge of different projects, shorts of just things that we're doing. What we won't have is tutorials, and I revisited that. I thought about it again, and I decided against it for the exact same reasons. There's a lot of people doing it, and we are in the business of painting and assembling, not in the business of teaching people how to do what we do. Yeah, there's arguments back and forth for that. I mean, the gaming community has always been very open about knowledge, and I believe society is going that way with the internet and open source, and that's okay. I guess that's what's going to happen. However, for our part, I'd really rather concentrate on other things. So that's definitely just out. But other than terrain could be a thing. That terrain I would do. I would go in and say, here's how to make it, here's things, and do kind of an A to Z on terrain making. That gets into another aspect, which is, you see, the business has been growing like this, like at a steady pace, just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And on the exterior, that creates a gravitic force against the time that I have available. Meaning, no matter how well the business is doing, or whether I hire on additional people, because you'll notice it was just me, then I brought on Sarah, now I brought on Shannon, now I'm bringing on Mike D, but because the business is growing, I'm always working just as many hours. And that's why I haven't been able to really attend to a lot of the sort of fringe elements, i.e. improving video quality, doing battle reports on that. But we are to the point now where I'm ready to make the leap. That's what Mike D means, is he's coming on. Now I'll have a lot of extra hours to devote to that, because he's going to be helping me with my work. And then as soon as we're done with that during a given day, hopefully by 1 p.m., we're going to start working on just content. And there is no reason why our viewership should be so low. It needs to be 100,000 or more. Like 100,000 would be not very much.
Okay.
The other thing that we're doing is promotions. We are reaching out to retailers, podcasters, bloggers, anybody else in this industry. We've kind of been like the Galapagos Islands of the gaming community. We contribute, but we don't really interact very much with other people. So I'm ready to get those emails. If you want to have your business plugged, on my videos or on my blog and reciprocate with me, I am ready to do that. And I think, kind of like what I've got going on with Custom Kingdoms. They send me a little product every time they come out with a new release. I review it, and I think it has really helped their sales. In fact, they've said as much. But I'd like to be more active in doing that. I want to know what's going on. Oh, and the other thing with the blog, because I have my website, and my website is 6 years old. It was made by a really good friend of mine, and it was made well. It was made to be, I designed it so even an idiot could run this website.
That's me.
I.e., I could do it. And then I have the YouTube channel. That has, I think, the most people coming to it. And I really think the YouTube channel is the thing, although I would like to duplicate uploads to my own private thing, just in case YouTube decides to mess with me ever. So I'd have kind of, you know, a backup. So, oh, and so there's some information. If I'm ever shut down, or you can't go to YouTube or my blog or whatever, or even get through to me on email, just go to the website. The website is the thing that's most likely to be up, because it doesn't require, it's private property. Whereas the other things, my Gmail account, the YouTube channel, the blog, all, by the way, I think now under Google, so that's monolithic, are all potentially things where I'm a guest of their services. And that's making me a little nervous, especially if we're going to put as much on there. But the blog is now going to have a gaming-related item on it every single day. Not starting today, but, you know, I'd say over the course of the next month, you'll see it ramped up to about that. And a professional-looking format. So there's that. So it's high time I took this seriously, and it is happening. So, but let's bear in mind, the YouTube channel is not a channel about war games. There's a zillion people doing that. It's a channel about a painting studio. So things that we're doing here and things that affect us are fair game for topic. Some people come and they're, oh, what? I don't like that. Well, if it's, you know, technically I own it and I can just do anything I want with it. But the rule I've set for myself is the YouTube channel is about the studio. The blog is different. The blog is about a man, that's me, who owns a painting studio. So so the topics are a little more amplified on there, and really, in a way, that's what passes for my journal. What I ate, what problems I'm having, dreams that I have, both subconscious and conscious, and you know, and opinion articles. And I'm also more open on what I put in there. I've opened up comments. For some reason, I don't think it's working. But for the blog, I've really liked the thing where if someone has something so important to say, they can email me directly. And that's where I get usually more thoughtful comments. And it also, I think it makes people be more measured than reactionary, which is what happens on YouTube. You watch a video, you know. And the internet's the great equalizer, which is always interesting because someone might make a comment on my YouTube thing, and I do read them, and I might have a reaction to that, you know. And a lot of times I'll like type something, I'll post it, and then I'll be like, yeah, I'm just going to delete that whole thing off. And I'm really fast and loose with removing comments on my YouTube channel, and that's just how it is. I like to clean it up. At least I care. And YouTube channel comments. Oh, the great equalizer is, you know, this comment that I'm getting uptight about, I mean, that could be like from an 11-year-old that has no experience, no perspective in life. I'm not knocking it. 11's a great age. And it's great. You're in the mix. You're, you know, you're typing at least. At least you have that skill. And, but it does tend to weight things more evenly. It weights opinions more evenly because you don't know any, it's all anonymous. So, but that's interesting because then it would be the actual value of the opinion itself and how well it's written, you know.
Pretty honest. Sorry.
Oh, that's perfect. That's good. T-shirts. We're going to start doing T-shirts and paraphernalia, meaning on my website I have a for sale section, which is a typical checkout like with PayPal, and but I've gotten rid of that because we've had technical problems with PayPal registering the sale. So like someone will buy the thing, we get a little email saying they bought this thing, but it won't reduce the quantity on the website. And even then, I like the personal touch of what I have now, which is in the gallery section, subsection for sale. You can go in, you can look at what we have, and then you email me and say, hey, I want to pick up these things. I check to make sure, and then I actually go physically pull the items and verify that I have them. And it also allows for other arrangement too, saying, Sean, can you put these on hold for 3 days because my paycheck is, you know, on Thursday, so I can pay you for them then. And then I go in physically and just change the titles. It's inefficient. Eventually I will have to move it to an automated system again. However, I am going to put stock items like our movement trays. I get emails saying, hey, do you sell those movement trays? Poor, very poor salesmanship on my part, because yes, they are for sale. And so I am going to run both. For stock items, I'm going to put them in the for sale section. For models, that are like one-shot items, I'm going to put them in the gallery section. That'll give me a little more control over how it works and to make sure that I actually physically have the item before money changes hands. Because I hated that under the automated thing where I'd have to email and say, I'm going to have to send you a refund because for some reason the quantities didn't go through. So that's a technical thing, and it's not really my fault, other than, you know, I administrate the website and the website has a flaw. So there's that. And we're doing T-shirts. We're going to do T-shirts with BTP sayings on them. And like one will say Blackguard. Another one will say Lady Averages. I'll allow that will be another one. So what I need from you guys is suggestions on little T-shirt blurbs that we should do.
Monday, Sunday.
Sunday, Monday. Yeah. Thank God it's Monday. Because I love Mondays. I'm crankiest on Friday and happiest on Monday morning because I get to get back to work. I get to do this.
You could do Christmas months.
Christmas, yeah.
Christmas
dance. Or I could do like
the month of June, July, you know, how you do your dances.
Oh, right.
Stuff.
Oh, yeah, and that's going to be another thing on the YouTube programming. Our goal with that is to have 6 hours of stuff a week on it.
Wow.
And, well, not really, because each battle report is about 2 hours. So, you know, if anything, that's a very modest goal.
I don't know if I have 6 hours to watch it all.
Yeah, well, and that's the interesting thing is I think people will pick certain things on our lineup that they want and make it really like a channel.
That'll be awesome.
You know,
that'll be
where
awesome.
it'll have
Pick and choose.
something new every day.
Cherry pick the best.
Yeah,
what
and
you like.
pick and choose the things that you like. Also want to do a business segment where I'll just talk about business and money and numbers and some insights on that. I have decided to keep, for the most part, personal stuff out of, because on the blog I talk about what I call life, but it's really politics, religion, society, diet, stuff like that. And to me, everything is life.
Yeah.
Everything falls under that very broad category. What are we doing as, you know, a world, a nation, a society of like war gamers? It is a society. And as a studio and as me personally, what is my relationship with all of these things? But my rule for myself has been to concentrate that into the blog and make the blog the wider topic, and the YouTube channel focused more on gaming, and that is going to continue. Well, anyway, please comment. I expect, if there's 4,000 views, I expect 4,000 comments. It's time to pipe, at least say something. You got to have an opinion about something I just said. All right, that's it.